here for you. This really is, it's mouth-watering, as I say. Two unbeaten teams going toe-to-toe. And both these teams trying to pick up the trophy for the first time in their club's history, and in London's case, for the first time in their country's
Okay.
Well, the players' arrivals earlier, I'm sure the excitement for all of the players is absolutely palpable right now. Both these teams have had such an amazing season, both domestically and in European competition. I'm pretty sure not one of them wants it to end any time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Umana Sport Action for playoff semifinals, game day 1 in FIBA EuroCup Women 2024. Umana Reyer Venice, London Lions. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's our pleasure to introduce tonight's lineups. First, for the visiting club, London Lions. Number 2, Ivana Katanic. Number 3, Shanice Beckford-Norton. Number 6, Katerina Znitina. Number 7, Holly Winterberg. Number 8, Faye Handin. Number 10, Megan Gustafsson. Number 11, Shelani Petty. Number 12, Savannah Wilkinson. Number 14, former Umana Reyer, Penny Fabelli.
Helped it endear itself to the fans back in London. Alongside that British court, there is some real top-level international talent, which has created a very entertaining, impressive roster that has entertained fans throughout this season. The lights go out here in Venice as we wait for the introduction of Reyer. The crowd will play their part in both legs of this game. Big, passionate crowd here in Venice. A vibrant crowd back at the Copper Box in London next week. Both these teams will need to take advantage of their home court when they have it. Umana Reyer, well, they've looked imperious this season. They too have that perfect 12-win, 0-loss record in this competition. But the difference being they bring some serious history with them in this competition into this semi-final series. They've been in the semi-finals 4 of the last 5 seasons. They've made it to the final 3 times in the last 5 seasons. However, they have not made it to the top step. They lost to Bourges back in 2022 in the final and to Galatasaray in the semi-finals last season. And I'm sure that will add to their motivation to be the team that lifts the trophy in a few weeks' time. However, they have a big challenge ahead of them, their toughest challenge of the season by far, facing London Lions here this evening. This Reyer roster, under the guidance of coach Mazzone, have looked strong on both ends of the floor. They're a very deep team, they're happy to run down their roster. And they're certainly a strong physical team. Expect Reyer to look to the inside. Expect them to try and dominate the paint on both ends of the floor. They have had a rebounding advantage this year, and I'm sure they'll try and use it again as we see coach Andrea Mazzone on the sideline. He looks ready for today's game. We are now just moments away from the opening tip here in Venice. Game 1 of a 2-game series. Aggregate score this one, so every single bucket counts. No play will be taken off today at all. No one will cruise. at all today. Expect 40 minutes of full throttle basketball here in Italy. Both teams now entering their final warm-up phases. As we are under 3 minutes away from the opening tip. Our officials for this evening's game is Cyprian Stoica, Jan Baloin, and Elvis Binders Coders from Romania, Czechia and Latvia respectively. As we see the teams enter those final warm-up phases right now. This is really such a difficult one to call here. Both these teams will go in today's game with absolute belief, and understandably so, that they are the better team, that they will come away with the win, that they will make it to the final and lift that trophy. However, only one of those teams on the floor right there in front of us will come away from this two-game aggregate series with the win. Only one of them will be in the final in a few weeks' time. Both these teams also are very used to leading games. They are not used to trailing games, and it's likely at least one of them is going to experience trailing one of these two games relatively heavily at some point. And it'll be interesting to see how they react. What is their psychology? Are they able to bounce back and fight their way back in? Good to see some travelling fans here in Italy as well. The London Lions faithful there in the stands. It's not a bad away trip though, is it? Let's be honest. The trip to Venice is probably one that you would pencil in pretty early in the calendar. As soon as you saw the draw come through, you'd be hoping for that one. Here's the starting five for London Lions: Katanich, Beckford, Norton, Snitsina, Winterburn and Endine. An interesting starting five there for London Lions. Samuelson's going to be coming off the bench, as is Gustafsson and Fagbenle. Interesting to see the likes of Faye and Dean starting the game. Just 20 years of age. An itching college product, making a start in the semi-finals. The 5 for Reyer is Logo, Bacani, Gorini, Villa and Nicolodi. Again, plenty coming off the bench for coach Matt Zone. In particular, look at the 22-year-old Awak Kuya, a 26-year-old Francesca Pan. Both players that absolutely can get the game done. And there's no two ways about it. Both coaches, both Calcidu and coach Matt Zone, will be looking to their benches. They will run pretty deep rotations in this game. As we see the five come to the floor. In fact, the starting five are different than your graphic. It is Shepherd, Fassini, Couillère, Bacani as well. And also, it is different for London Lions, as expected. Samuelson starts, Fagbenle starts, Gustafsson starts, and Endine doesn't. I apologise for the on-screen graphics being incorrect there for you. As expected, slightly more experienced and regular starting fives for both these teams. Moments away from opening tip. And we're underway here in Venice. Game one of this EuroCup Women's Semi-Final Series between Umana Reyer and London Lions. Two unbeaten teams, 12 wins, 0 losses. One of them is likely to walk away this evening with their unbeaten record shattered. Oh, and the three ball is straight in. What a start to the game for Reyer. And in particular, what a start for Fassina, a 41% three-point shooter this season. Pass inside, lovely feed, strong move as you would expect from the veteran big Temi Fagbenle. One of the most experienced players in that Lions roster, played for Praha in the EuroLeague Women Final Fours last season, but back in our home city, trying to help grow the game. Villa to Couillère. Villa for three, left open. doesn't get the shot to go, and Samuelsson scoops up the long rebound. Winterburn back to Samuelsson. Oh, lovely give and go as Winterburn just glides to the basket, gets the pass back and the easy score off the glass, and Lions get their first lead of the game. Bacani now at the top. Pulls for the screen, quick injection of pace, gets herself to the glass, will draw the foul. That's a smart play by Lisa Bacani. Earns herself a trip to the free throw line, averaging 89% from the charity stripe this season, Bacani. As coach Matzone, straight. Takes every opportunity to tinker and adjust his team. The first is no good. A rare miss, and certainly two rare misses. Not something we're used to seeing. Tanic now trying to shake Villa. Waits for the screen. Didn't really wait long enough for the screen to set. Lob pass inside is too heavy. It's a poor pass from Megan Gustafsson. A little bit over pitched there for Fagbenle. What a story. Matilde Villa is 19 years of age, played in Eurobasket Women for the Italian senior team this year. Baseline drive, strong move. Gustafsson having a stand tall. Doesn't want to pick up a second foul, and Shepherd gets the easy score. Back inside to Fagbenle. Can they stop her? Not this time, they can't. Good footwork by Temi Fagbenle. Lions again with the 1 point lead, and you feel that this is going to be a back and forth game. Plenty of lead changes on the cards, not just in tonight's game, but in this series as a whole. Villa drives inside. Defense by Winterburn is there. Where's the rebound going to end up? Scrappy fight for the rebound, but Lions secure it eventually. Inside, Gustafsson. Plenty of back to the basket footwork early from Lions. Transition here from Reyer. Keeps hold of the dribble. Bacani. Drives to the basket, off the glass, makes it look way too easy. Bacani averaging just over 11 points a game this season. That's her first bucket of the game. Fagbenle will draw the foul as Shepherd gets caught hands in on that. And that is important. Shepherd averaging a double-double, linchpin, both offensively and defensively for this Reyer team. 22 points and almost 10.5 rebounds a game for the American big. Ivana Katanic inside to Fagbenle again, and almost a perfect replay of the previous score as Temi Fagbenle gets out to 6 early points here, and Lions retake the lead. Oh, lovely move off the glass by Kuya. Kuya, a really interesting prospect, 22-year-old Finnish international, really stepping up the levels in the last couple of seasons. Winterburn kicks it to the corner. Katanic backs it out, drives inside against Villa, heads the score. Both these teams so aggressive, great offensive performances. Stolen away though by Winterburn. Lob pass inside to Fagbenle. She gets another score. Lions now out to a 3-point lead. The biggest lead of the game so far for the Lions. Villa. Cuyer for three. Oh, ties it up with a big three ball. The 22-year-old, cool, calm and collected. What an amazing first 5 minutes of basketball we've had here. Free-flowing, high energy, high pace. Pass inside to Gustafsson against Cuyer, off the glass for two. The London bigs looking to go to work. Clearly an intentional strategy from coach Calcidu, as she tries to exploit maybe a size advantage, or maybe it's a foot speed advantage she's looking to exploit. Long three ball, doesn't even take a coat of paint off the rim, but the rebound is pulled down and Shepherd will get the score this time. We are tied up again. 14 to Reyer, 14 to London. Samuelson tries to dump it inside to Fagbenle. She'll just spill it out of bounds. Reyer will make the change as Francesca Pan comes into the game. Blistering first, well, nearly 6 minutes of basketball here in Venice now. Out of the game headed Villa. Canny from the elbow. Doesn't quite get the roll this time. 1 from 3 from the field for her so far in today's game. Katanic wisely slowing it down. I like that from the Serbian. Gets it back, drives inside, takes it straight down the throat of the defense, but they'll get the offensive rebound and go again. Winterburn skips it to Fagbenle, off the glass, and another score. Fagbenle already up to double digits. Unbelievably, 5 from 5 from the field for Temi Fagbenle. Almost stolen away. Good quick hands by Samuelson. It's going to be a backcourt violation. That's almost the trademark roar from Carly Samuelson. She'll head to the bench on that play, though, as coach Calcidu will make the change. Into the action for the first time comes Shea Petty, a veteran American guard. Petty brings over 100 games of WNBA experience to this London roster. Shot goes up, that's no good. First miss of the game for Fagbenle. In fact, Samuelson wasn't the player to head out. It was Katanic, and Reyer go all the way. And are blocked. It will remain Italian team ball on the baseline. Any neutrals watching this one, this is an absolute treat of a first quarter. Both teams wanting to play with pace, both teams aggressive, determined, real quality on the floor as well. Is it going to be a 5-second violation? Almost. It's off the legs of Winterburn and she'll pick it up. Pass to Fagbenle is poor though. That one a little bit too telegraphed. Easy interception for Reyer. Winterburn almost steals it back again though. Crowd are calling for the foul. As the Lions coaching staff look on. Canny now brings it up, being guarded by Petty. Reyer working hard for one another, but Lions defense is sprawling. Shepherd has it batted away, but Reyer hold on to it. Shot clock at 3. Shepherd, one dribble jumper, no good, air ball. That is great team defense from London, putting Reyer under a huge amount of pressure. Coach Mazzone is going to make a change straight away. He's not going to wait. I think we're going to see Villa back into the action as Reyer are struggling at the moment to work with that. Also into the action is Makurat, as Fasina and Bacani come out. London make a change as well as Myers comes in for Winterburn. Samuelson now waits for the screen. There's the pass inside to Fagbenle. Not this time. Better interior defense, but London going to the same look pretty much every chance they get. Shepherd now. Out to Villa. Villa drops to the baseline. Still 9 on the shot clock for Reyer. Ducks inside, goes to the right hand off the glass. That's some composure right there from Kubai. Petty hands it away. Tied at 16, under 90 seconds left in what has been a blistering first quarter of basketball. Samuelson pick and roll, drive inside, will draw the foul. As Savannah Wilkinson will head to the free throw line. Her first trip to the free throw line. Just a 50% free throw shooter this season. Savannah Wilkinson, not had a huge number of trips there. But in these aggregate games, free throws become even more important than they do during regular games. The first is good for Wilkinson. And the second is good as well. Lions back out to a 2-point lead in what has been, as expected, a very closely fought first quarter of basketball. Villa. Little give and go. Skip to the corner. Makarat. Hands it away to Kubai. Villa gets in amongst the trees. Off the glass, no good, but the offensive rebound. That's a smart play by Matilda Villa. Hesitation inside. Will draw the foul. Will go to the line for 2 shots. Gustafsson called for that foul. She's not happy with the call. In fact, it's Wilkinson that has been registered for that foul. Villa will head to the line for shots. 88% free throw shooter this season, Matilda Villa. Again, one of those calls where you just do not envy the officials. Trying to make calls at that pace through the crowd is always difficult. Coach Matt Zone, I think, was just questioning who the foul was called against. Reyer have made the change as Kuya comes in and Shepherd heads out. Villa hits the first of her 2. And the second is good as well. Myers will hand it back. Composure needed now in the closing seconds of this first quarter from London. They're trying to get Samuelson open for the 3 ball. She's being chased hard, understandably so. Little head fake there from Samuelson off the glass. Oh, that's a tough drive to the bucket. London Lions get a 2-point lead, but Reyer still have 10 seconds in the first quarter to try and tie the game up or maybe take the lead. Kicked back out, 3 ball goes up. Oh, it's string music from the top. That is a big shot to close out the first quarter. Lorela Kubai. And Reyer will take a 1-point lead into the end of the first quarter break. That's got the crowd reignited here in Venice. 10 minutes down here in game 1. And it's the home team, Umana Reyer, leading this one 21-20 over the London Lions. What a first quarter of action we've had here in Venice. Blistering basketball. A real sign of some quality on the floor for Reyer. They already have 6 players registered on the scorebook. Kubai has 5. Kuya has 5 as well, both of them with a triple. As for London Lions, well, it's Temi Fagbenle getting the job done. 10 points for her already, 5 from 7 from the field, as well as 2 rebounds. But pulling all the strings is Holly Winterburn, though. 5 assists from a little under 8 minutes of play. Coach Kaltsidou there, drawing it out. Fine-tuning, knows that every possession counts. An aggregate game is basically an 80-minute ball game. It isn't 2 separate games. It absolutely collides into one another. So remember, we could actually end up with a draw here this evening. And we would go to London basically with a one-and-done situation. Other side of this draw is Besiktas and Spar Girona. That one tipping off half an hour after we do here. So about 10 minutes until that one tips off in Turkey. Always good games in Turkey. Besiktas, I'm sure, will be well supported, as Reyer are here on their home floor. The fans in Turkey absolutely love it. Holly Winterburn's going to pick up the foul, as that's the intensity of the defense, as Kuya ends up on Winterburn's back. Plenty of smiles. And that is what you love about this level of basketball. Real competitors, but absolutely in it together. Real respect between these two teams. Second quarter starts with Reyer having a single-point lead. Numerous lead changes in that first quarter. Winterburn now. Ball is just about fed inside to Gustafsson. Shot clock to 4. Winterburn, corner pocket, 3 is good. Holly Winterburn shooting 43% from outside this season, Winterburn. Real dynamic player. Takes her tally up to 5, as well as 5 assists. Makura hands it back to Kubai. Isolation down in the low post. Kubai going to work. Oh, the running right-hander. The retro look. No good this time, though. London now with a chance to extend their 2-point lead. Oh, Winterburn with the crossover. The door closed on her by Kuya. Short corner 2. High arcing rebound to Gustafsson. Winterburn will back it out and slow it down. Myers drives the lane. Oh, gets the score. That is a tough play by Abby Myers. London out to a 4-point lead here. Villa. Shot no good. Easy rebound for London. Petty drives inside. It's off the foot of Kuya. Shot clock was already at 14, so there'll be no change to that. We'll see a change for London, though, as Wilkinson, I think, will head out of the game. Returning is London's top scorer, Fagbenle. For Reyer, Facina comes in for Makarat. Inside to Fagbenle. Oh, there's the mismatch. Kuya has to come across. Petty's open in the corner. Myers is open on the wing. That's off left. Where's the rebound? Kuya grabs it, but has it ripped away by Petty. What's the call? Timeout's going to be called. The basket is good. And London have opened up a 6-point lead. with an impressive 7-0 run to start this second quarter. Coach Mazzone, really no choice right now, has to call a timeout. Needs to find a solution on both ends of the floor as London are the first of these two teams to break away. Big play by Winterburn with the corner three. And then London continue to apply the pressure. Myers driving to the basket. Gets the score. And then a smart veteran play by Petty, who picks the pocket of Kuyet and will go up for the score. And that is why Coach Mazzone has called a timeout. Chipping 7 points in a little over 2 minutes of the second quarter while scoring 0 points yourself. Alarm bells ringing for the Greek coach, for the Italian coach. How will Reyer respond coming out of that timeout? Certainly now ball in the court of Reyer for them to try and disrupt the flow of the game here in the second quarter. Kuyat hands it away to Facina. Facina with the footwork. A little bit of magic there from Martina Facina. No score though, as the drought continues for the Italian team. Oh, it's thrown away by Winterburn, re-established by Fagbenle. She'll go inside, pull up for the short range two. Oh, what a rebound. Huge from Gustafsson. However, it will be Reyer ball. Clearly, London and Coach Kaltsidou are trying to bully their way inside in this game. Reyer have been a very impressive interior team. Oh, quick play here. Kuyet for three. Long rebound, high arcing. That's off a London foot and will be Reyer ball. Yeah, the Italian team all season have imposed themselves in the paint. As we see Samuelson coming back into the action for the Lions. Reyer making a change as well as Pan comes out. Samuelson coming back in, I think, for Myers, yep. Sideline ball here for Reyer. Petty also comes out of the game as Beckford Norton comes in. Bacani's come back in for Reyer in place of Pan. Here is Bacani. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Can Villa do something with it? Little step back fade away. No good. Samuelson scoops up the uncontested rebound. 6-point lead here for London. Reyer struggling to find a way into this second quarter. Samuelson now. Pass inside, Fagbenle will get the roll. 12 points for Tammy Fagbenle. And you can feel the atmosphere change in the arena. They haven't seen their team challenged this way this season in Europe. Tough shot off the glass, no good. Rebound for Winterburn. Skips the pass ahead to Samuelson. Oh, fluid basketball. That is poetry in motion for London Lions. And another timeout has been called by Coach Mazzone. That's both his timeouts burnt now for this first half. His team trail by 10. You can understand why. An 11-0 run to start the second quarter for London. How do the Italian team react right now? An unbelievable Well, a little over 4 minutes of basketball here for London, and how the game has changed and swung against the home team. Umana Reyer face their first double-digit deficit of the game, and probably their biggest hill to climb of the season so far. They have looked near flawless during their 12 EuroCup women games that they've had this season, as have London, but it's London to impose themselves first, and that is some great team transition offense. Winterburn to Samuelson to Fagbenley for the easy 2 off the glass, and we have a 10-point lead for London. How do Reyer react? Kuya against Samuelson. Ball down into the low post. Shepherd trying to bully away to the basket. Doesn't get the roll. Does all the hard work. The physicality is there, but the finish just bobbles away. Winterburn back to Fagbenley. Samuelson, pick and roll again for London. Oh, rejected by Kuya. Great interior defense by the Finnish international. Foul's going to be called. That one on Beckford Norton. Technical foul's now been called. I think it may be on the Reyer bench. Let's have a look. There's the pick and roll. Here's the big block by Kuya, just using that wingspan. Good help across there from Kuya. We're going to walk all the way to the other end of the floor for the technical free throw first. Samuelson will be the London player to take it. 86% from the free throw line this season, Carly Samuelson. And it's Bakani who's been called for that technical foul. As we see a change for Lions, Beckford Norton heads to the bench as Snitsina comes in, Belarus international. And London keeping their composure, extend their lead a little bit further now. 12 without reply here in the first 5 minutes of this second quarter for London. Ball into the low post, Kuya against Snitsina. Little step through on the glass, back of the iron and away, and right now, Reyer's offensive troubles just keep getting worse and worse. Fagbenley. Back to Snitsina. Shot clock down to 4 for London. Better defense here by Reyer. Gustafsson, long 2. That's awkward. Oh, it's off the glass. The bank's open late here in Venice for Gustafsson. And when things are going your way, they are going your way. Lions now out to a 13-point lead. Foul's going to be called on Winterburn. Just reaching around, trying to bat it away as Bakani ends up on the floor. That's nice reaction from Winterburn, though, just checking on Lisa Bakani. Lions with a 13-point lead here. Bakani is going to go to the bench, I think, as Villa will come in her place. I think she's been cut, so she just needs to receive some attention for that, maybe. Sideline ball for Reyer. Katanic comes back in for London. Goes straight into guarding Villa. The pass is off target. Samuelson scoops up the loose ball. Plenty of time for London to work with. Inside to Fagbenley. Oh, uses the steps well and picks away through the paint for another 2. Temi Fagbenley up to 16 points now. What a first half performance from her. Season high of 26 in the regular season. That's the target for her to put her biggest performance of the year on in the biggest game of the year so far. Now she's going to lead the transition. London slow it down in no rush. What a quarter they've had. 16 without reply. Fagbenley off the glass for another 2. Oh, it's the Temi Fagbenley show here in Venice. What a performance from London. Shepherd kicks it back to Villa. Shepherd will drive inside, look to bully away to the basket. She'll lose the ball though, and it will be London ball. Coach Mazzone rotating his roster as he's trying to find a winning formula right now. Fagbenley will come out. Into the game will come Wilkinson. Reyer making changes as well as the Italian team just try and find some kind of 5 on the floor that will get their offense motoring, because right now it's not. Some confusion at the moment at the London bench. I think it was maybe around the substitution that's taken place. They just need to clarify what's happened. Opportunity here for Coach Mazzone to just speak to his team as they try and find a foothold back into this game. They trail by 17. It's been an 18-0 run in the first 7 minutes and 12 seconds of this second quarter. It's just things that dreams are made of for Coach Calcidou and her team, and for basketball in London, seeing this team do this here at one of the biggest stages. Officials at the moment in deep conversation, just checking the review monitor right now. Not sure if I think they're presumably looking for the possession, who that ball came off. Reyer are sure that it should be their ball. The officials say they can't see anything that makes them change their mind, so it will remain London ball on the sideline. Sorry, on the baseline. Yeah, Pan and Malkorat come in for Reyer as Facina and Kubai head to the bench. It's Wilkinson that's replaced Fagbenley for the Lions. Facina now kicks it. Drive inside, leaning all the way through Katanic, but defensive rebound now for Reyer. A little bit more pace behind their offense. Maybe that's the solution. Kuya. The Italian crowd, this Venetian crowd, staying with their team throughout this game so far. It's another steal. Is it stolen back? I think it will be a turnover. Stolen in one direction, quickly swings back to the other team. Final 2 minutes now of this first half, and what a first half it's been. A first quarter as we expected. Trading baskets, lead changes all over the place. The second quarter has been the most one-sided quarter of basketball I think I've seen in a long, long time. Reyer have now not scored in over 8 minutes of action. Katanic on the ball. Hands it short corner 2. Long rebound, no good. Foul, I think, is going to be called on Francesca Pan. As an illegal box out. Winterburn comes in as Gustafsson heads to the bench, and both coaches really rotating their rosters. Clear rationale to the 5s they want on the floor and the looks that they're trying to get. Just about gets it inbounds for the 5. Winterburn now. glides to the basket, off the glass, another score. It is a 20-0 scoreline in this quarter for London over Reyer. What a 10 minutes of basketball this London team have given us here. Villa. Villa now for three. Iron and away. Samuelson with the rebound, her third board of the game. Alongside 5 assists for Carly Samuelson. Winterburn in the low post now. Double team comes across. She's going to skip it out. Snitsina for three. That one's off target. London working hard on the glass though. They grab another offensive rebound. They are dominating this game here in Venice. Winterburn, crossover, step through, left hand. Not this time. Good rebound from Makurat. Foul's going to be called on Snitsina. Smart foul from the veteran. Reading that they were going to give up points. Just fouls. They've got fouls to give. That will just be a sideline possession for Reyer. Samuelson's going to come out of the game. Back into the action comes Peddy. Must be joyous for Coach Kaltsidou to have such talent, such experience, being able to rotate almost all the way down the bench. Can Reyer get a score in this quarter? It's batted away, but it's batted out of bounds, so it will remain Reyer ball. Good work by the 24-year-old there, Katanich. And as a coach, this is the moment you try and wake up and check it's not a dream. Skip pass, wide open, three ball, and that's the first bucket of the quarter for Reyer. And it's a three from the wing from Francesca Pan. Timeout's going to be called by London. 16.3 seconds left in this first half as the Lions coach clearly wants to make the most of every possession. There's the pass inside to Fagbenley, and that is the tale of the first half, really. London Lions been marauding here in this second quarter. 20-3 is the scoreline in the second quarter. Temi Fagbenley already with 18 points. 9 from 13 from the field alongside 4 rebounds. And Francesca Pan gets the crowd something to cheer about as she hits that three. The first score of the quarter with under 15 seconds to play. How will London utilize this final possession that they have? And how will coach Mazzone approach the halftime locker room? Clearly they need to come out with a very different process in the third quarter. Otherwise this could be really problematic, not just for this game, but for the second leg in this series as well. Remember, we are in an aggregate situation, so every point counts. 7 seconds remaining. Petty skips it. Fagbenley for three, high arcing, not this time. Falls to Pan, and that's the end of the first half here in Venice. After a very competitive first quarter, London Lions stamped their authority on this game on the road here in game one of the semi-finals. Outscoring Reyer 20-3 in that second quarter. That is why at the half we see Reyer 24, London 40. What an opening half here. Second half action is just around the corner. Don't you go anywhere. Expect a resurgent Reyer coming back to the floor and a very composed, strong, confident London. Big second half ahead of us. Make sure you quickly grab some refreshments and then join me back for all the action live.
Facciamo un grosso applauso alle ragazze del settore giovanile femminile dell'Umana Reyer Venezia. E quindi presentiamo la Reyer Under 13, seconda in classifica nella prima fase del campionato. Poi abbiamo la Reyer Under 14, in testa alla classifica nella prima fase di stagione. Under 13, Under 14. Poi abbiamo anche la Reyer Under 15, impegnata nella fase dell'orologio del primo posto nella prima parte di stagione, qualificata alle Final Four della prestigiosa Women League. E poi grande applauso anche alla Reyer Under 17, impegnata nella fase dell'orologio come primo posto nella prima parte di stagione. E quindi la Reyer Under 19, fresca di titolo regionale, imbattuta e non impegnata negli spareggi per la qualificazione alle finali nazionali. Quindi signori, un grosso applauso alle giovani leonesse. E naturalmente salutiamo anche il coach Michele Giovanatto, Elena Cingarello, Roberto Stella, Matteo Bettella, Benedetta Augusti, Alessandra Zaveo e Anna Zimmerle. Salutiamo naturalmente anche i preparatori, Chiara Francesca Boda, Mattia Lanza e Filippo Barbieri, il fisioterapista. Salutiamo inoltre i dirigenti Franco Conchetto, Raffaele Zaveo, Roberto Pandiziol, Eugenio Conizzi e Erika Papadia. Quindi signori, viva il settore giovanile dell'Umana! In bocca al lupo ragazze! Un grande applauso per il pubblico del Cagliaccio! Grazie veramente a tutti, un applauso amici!
Ditta Benevento, da 140 anni, veste e arreda Venezia. Abbigliamento, tessuti, tendaggi. Dal 1883 a Venezia, Ditta Benevento. Eleganza senza tempo. Leonardo Immobiliare Venezia. Da più di 25 anni sul mercato a Venezia, Lido e Terraferma. www.leonardoimmobiliarevenezia.it. Coffee Break, Franco Caffè, qualità e passione travolgente. Franco Caffè, l'energia giusta che ti conquista. Franco Caffè, il vai fuori di tazza. Termotecnica Savio, da 40 anni al vostro servizio per la realizzazione e la manutenzione di tutti i nostri impianti civili e industriali. Il miglior servizio per la miglior tecnologia in pieno rispetto dell'ambiente. Agenzia
Factory.
We are just moments away here from the start of the second half of this EuroCup Women semi-finals, game one of a two-game aggregate series between Umana Reyer and London Lions. And after a huge second quarter, it's the London Lions who hold a 16-point lead. And we're underway. Ball inbounded to Villa. Kuya now. More patience and composure here in the opening offense, but an offensive foul has been called. I think an illegal screen is the call there from the official. Ball advanced over the half by Katanic. Now into the hands of Gustafsson. London able to be more patient now with this lead. Katanic behind the back, step through off the glass. Will she get the roll? She will. Lions get our scoring underway here in the second half. Villa. Little weave at the top and an on-ball screen by Shepherd. Villa trying to shake, elbow jumper. Takes a couple of layers of paint off the rim, but not much more. Winterburn now. The hedge was hard. Fagbenley under the basket. Travelling violation called. That's the face of the game from Temi Fagbenley. A confused and slightly surprised pose there from the London big. Villa kicks it back to Kuya. Kuya drives inside, off the glass, no good. Good interior defense by London again. Winterburn leads the charge offensively. Gustafsson for three. That one is a long rebound after it clatters off the back of the iron. Villa gets jammed up by London on the defensive end. Inside to Shepherd. Shepherd now against Fagbenley. Oh, rejected by Samuelson. What's the call? It's going to be a Reyer ball on the baseline. I think the foul is on Carly Samuelson. Yeah, there's the replay. Kuya fading away. Good defense on the inbound. Apologies, we did have some issues, I think, with the sound feed coming from the crowd noise coming from the arena. Hopefully that is resolved for you now. Foul is called on Fagbenley on the offensive foul, a turnover. And it really is for Reyer now to change this game, disrupt this game. London will quite happily just cruise their way. I'm sure they'd happily take a 16, 18-point lead back to the Copper Box in London next week. Samuelson with good footwork and good hands. Winterburn's going to be called for the foul, though, as she dives in trying to grab hold of the loose ball, knocking Villa to the floor. Two early fouls in this quarter for London. Is that opening the door a little for Reyer to get their way back in? No real foul trouble as yet. That was Winterburn's second foul of the game. No other player for London on more than one. Shepherd has two for Reyer. Villa with a tough catch. Lovely step through, one footer, gets the roll off the glass, and that little bit of quality from the 19-year-old. Kind of deserved the rim to be her friend. 16-point lead again for London. Katanich. Back to Samuelson. Shot clock down to 6. London not looking so fluid here. Foul's going to be called, I think, on Bacani. That's her second foul of the game. Baseline ball for London. Long inbound pass to Winterburn. Both these teams working hard defensively here in the early stages of this third quarter. Winterburn, free throw line jumper. That is money in the bank for Holly Winterburn. Villa now, just slices London's defense apart. Kicks it out, Bacani for 3. And that is a much brighter looking Reyer offense when they're playing with some pace, some intensity, a bit of aggression, more fluidity all round. Certainly helps the Italian team. Samuelson waving Bentley away, looking for the post up. Samuelson dives inside, little short jumper is off target as Reyer work hard to deny the pass into the post. Villa for 3. And the Italian team, Umana Reyer, are shooting their way back into this game. London's lead is trimmed to just 12 points. Coach Kaltsidou wants to talk it over. London call a timeout. An 8-4 start to the third quarter for Umana Reyer. Here's some of the replays. There's the 3-ball from Bacani. What a move by Villa. She's really pulling all the strings here right now for Reyer. And here is the corner 3 from the youngster. And she bounces her way back to the bench. That is exactly the response that Coach Mazzoni would have wanted from his team. It would have been wonderful to be a fly in the wall in that Reyer locker room at the half. Be interesting to see what words were had. They certainly have had an effect. They only scored 3 points in the entire second quarter. They've scored 8 in the first 4 minutes of this third quarter. Winterburn now uses a screen at the top. Free throw line jumper is heavy. Big rebound by Couillet. Villa now. And another score. What a play. What a phase of the game for Villa. 18 is her season high. That was earlier in the regular season. Up to 9 now. 3-ball goes up, off right. London starting to look a little bit creaky here on the road in Italy. Villa. It's the Mathilde Villa show here in Venice. Unstoppable. She's not the future of Italian basketball. She is the present superstar of Italian basketball. An 8-point lead now for London. Gustafsson goes to the left hand, old school in the low post. Takes a few decibels out of the crowd here. Eases some of the pressure that's been building on London here in this quarter. 6-point swing in this quarter in favor of the Italian team. Shepherd now feeds Couillet. Poor rotation by London. No help on the weak side and an easy score. It's the youngsters getting it done for Umana Reyer right now. Offensive foul is going to be called on Gustafsson. London Lions lacking composure, particularly offensively right now. The Italian team flying high on their resurgent third quarter performance so far. Remember, London had a 19-point lead in that second quarter. That is now down to an 8-point lead. Backdoor pass intercepted, but they hold on to possession. Villa. Shot goes up. Doesn't get the roll. Foul's going to be called on. I think that one's on Shepherd. Yeah, it's against the Reyer player. Coach Mazzon's not happy. That's problematic. Shepherd picking up the foul. That's her third personal foul of the game. Yeah, absolutely. The right hand just shoving Petty out of the way. That interrupts Coach Mazzon's rotational plans in this quarter. Samuelson now looking for options. Feeds Fagbenli. Fagbenli turns the corner, runs into traffic, will get the score. And is it time for Temi Fagbenli to take this game over again? 20 points now for the former Great Britain Olympian. Comes up high so she can just get hold of the ball and then just draws the contact. Direct, aggressive basketball. Can't convert the three-point play though. London's lead will stay at 10. Oh no, that's a big hit. Petty on the floor. That one echoing round. Offensive foul has been called on Kubai. Coach Mazzone saying it's a dive. It was off the ball. I didn't really see it. Look how relaxed the traveling London fans are behind that bench. Just chilling out. They're happy with a 10-point lead right now. Maybe not quite as happy as they were when it was 19. Back out to Samuelson. Samuelson putting in all the tricks right now. Slides away on her knees. Fagbenli will throw it up high, in and out. Rebound falls back to Fagbenli. She can't get the conversion though. And Reyer get the ball up over the half. Buchanan now backs it out, wants to have a run at Snitsina. Blast past her, kicks it to the corner. Kuye, almost an air ball, but does just about connect with the rim. Frenetic couple of minutes of basketball we've had here as both teams are wrestling for control of this game right now. Winterburn looking to back down Villa. It's off the back of the backboard. That will be a turnover from Winterburn. Both teams, I think, looking to make changes here. Baseline ball for Reyer. Villa. Here's Coach Mazzone going to try and keep Villa on the floor for most of the game. She's been the most successful player. She's been the maestro here in Venice for Reyer. Not this time though. Multiple changes on the floor. Winterburn has the door closed on her, picks up the dribble. We'll get it back though. Shot clock at 5, puts the 3 ball up. That's an easy rebound for Kubai. Third rebound of the game for her. Foul's going to be called. That one is on Wilkinson. Myers is going to come into the game as Winterburn comes out for London. Look at the replay. Wilkinson just reaching in. The ball was nowhere to be seen, though. I think the controversy from the crowd is potentially asking, is that an unsportsmanlike foul? Officials say no, so it's just a trip to the free throw line and no more, as both teams are in the penalty. Under 90 seconds left now in this third quarter. And to be fair to Umana Reyer, they have done a job to get back into this game. They trail by 19, they now only trail by 9. Samuelson. Samuelson goes behind the back, draws the double team. Shot clock down to 3, gets a shot away. Carly Samuelson showing every ounce of quality that she has. Bacani, free throw line jumper is good, and she's starting to find her rhythm, starting to find her flow. Myers now. Traveling violation called on Abby Myers. Lions lead sits at 9 points. It's not a comfortable lead for Coach Galtsidou and her team. Look at the confidence that Bacani is now playing with. Drives inside and just cuts London Lions open like a hot knife through butter. A confident Lisa Bacani is a scary prospect. Smitsina comes back to Petty, waits for the screen. Feeds it down into the low post. Little fade away jumper is way off track. Wilkinson looking at the officials, I think, for a call. That's the final shot of the quarter. And absolutely, that is a quarter that the home team needed. Umana Reyer have won the third quarter, 19-10. And with 10 minutes left in game 1 of this semi-final series, it's Umana Reyer 43, London Lions 50. Here are the leading scorers as it stands. The 19-year-old Villa leading away for Umana Reyer with 11. And at the other end of the spectrum, it's the 31-year-old vet for London Lions, Temi Fagbenlik, leading it with 20 for London. What a third quarter. Exactly what the neutral will have wanted. Exactly what Greek coach Kaltsadio would have not wanted. But as it stands, as we expected, we have a ball game on our hands here in Venice this evening. Two teams, remember, entered today's game unbeaten in this competition. They'd gone the entire regular season without losing a game. They'd gone through the first playoff round, the round of 16, the quarterfinals, all the way here to the semi-finals without losing a game. An unbelievable record. One of these teams is probably going to leave tonight having lost their first game in this competition, but all is not lost. Remember, this is an aggregate two-game series. The second game is next Tuesday back in London at the Copper Box. Both of these teams would love to take a lead there. Well, we have 10 minutes left in game 1. A big 10 minutes. Don't you go anywhere. Fourth quarter action underway here in Venice, Italy. Game 1 of the semi-final series between Umana Reyer and London Lions in this year's EuroCup Women. 10 minutes to play. London have a 7-point lead. Kubai with another big rebound, her 4th of the game. call. Is it on Petty trying to fight over the screen? I think it might be. Guarini trying to find some space to attack, using that screen well. Shot goes up, foul's going to be called on Snitsina. That will send Francesca Pan, an 80% free throw shooter, to the line for 3 free throws. Well, if the second quarter belonged to London, so far the second half has belonged to Reyer. The first is good. Pan averaging a little over 9 points a game this season. Has played in every single EuroCup winning game for Umana Reyer. Absolutely someone that Coach Mazzone has lent on. Playing over 20 minutes a game as well. And that certainly helps. 3 from 3 from the free throw line. We are down to a 4-point ball game. Inside to Samuelson. Foul's going to be called. That one on Pan. First foul of the quarter for Reyer. Samuelson waiting for the screen. Gustafsson sets a strong screen. Tries to establish in the low post. They're denying that pass this half. Jumper goes up, long rebound, grabs her own rebound. Petty reading that one well. Comes back out to Myers. The hedge pushes her away. Petty drives the baseline, will get the roll this time. London's lead creeps back out to 6. Guarini now against Gustafsson, pulls up, and look how confident Reyer are in this second half. They looked broken in the second quarter. They look resurgent here in the third and fourth. Pass inside. Oh, that is an eye of the needle pass. That had to be millimeter perfect, and was. Gustafsson gets the score. Takes a little bit of noise out of this wonderful theatre of basketball here in Venice. Step back jumper for 2, no good. Where's the rebound? Gustafsson fights hard. Love watching that battle right now as Kubai and Gustafsson go toe-to-toe on the boards. Samuelson, it's off the foot. Will they hold on to it? No, they won't. They'll throw it away. Reyer scoop up possession. Guarini fakes the 3, drives inside, and draws the foul. The London players just asking about a potential carry. The officials say no, she was fouled. That will send her to the line for 2 shots. Myers comes out of the game. Winterburn comes in. Snitsina also heads to the bench as Fagbenley comes in, as Coach Kaltsidou clearly needs her strongest 5 on the floor to try and withstand the wave of pressure that Reyer are currently applying. The first is good for Maddalena Guarini. And the second. London's lead is at 4 points now. Winterburn to Fagbenley. Still 10 on the shot clock. Fagbenley looking to go to work. Pulls up. Short 2 is good. Strikes a pose as well after the shot. Is it time for Fagbenley to take over the game again? She's up to 22 points now. Kubai hands it to Pan. Shot clock down to 8. Traveling violation's going to be called on Bakani. Those mistakes at this stage of the season are so costly. It's one that makes coaches pull their hair out. Petty now into Gustafsson, looking to feed the low post. It's kicked away by Kubai, so 14 reset out onto the shot clock for London to work with. Out of the game will come Makarat. Back in comes Kuya. It's a tough cross-court pass, batted out of bounds by Pakani. A real battler, a warrior on the floor, Lisa Bakani. Certainly in the mix of the French national team. Made a debut for the senior French national team back in 2018. That was a game against Slovenia. Coach Kaltsidou for London Lions may have been an assistant coach. I'm not sure if the time frames cross over or not. Drive inside, teardrop. It's too soft though from Petty. Just didn't put enough on it. Guarini now. As London's lead is at 6, 3 ball is up. Oh, that's an air ball from Guarini. She snatched at that one. You can see her shaking her head. Thought she was feeling it. A little bit of a heat check there for Maddalena Guarini. For Fagbenley again. Closed off though. Shot clock down to 6. Katanic will feed Gustafsson. Got time to go to work. Won't get the roll though. Good interior defense by Reyer. They just closed the door on her. As expected, this game is absolutely intriguing in every level. Foul called. I think that one's on Myers. Sorry, not on Myers. It's on Katanic, I think. Kenny just showboating a little bit there with the low dribble. Katanic called for the foul. Villa comes into the game as Guarini heads out for Reyer. What a game Villa has had. Kuya drives to the basket. There's no one home for London. London's lead trimmed down to 4 points. Timeout called by Coach Kaltsidou. The coach knows how important every fine detail is right now. You need to talk it over with her team. We are about to enter the final 5 minutes of game 1 of this semi-final series. The biggest 5.5 minutes of both of these team seasons are now right here for them. How they close this game out absolutely sets the tone for this semi-final tie. Will London take a small or a big lead back to their home floor next Tuesday, or will Reyer be able to squeeze a lead their way and have a little bit of a safety net, a bit of a pressure release before they head on the road? Katanic now. Foul's going to be called. No, it's not. It's a 5-second violation called on Katanic, and just a miscommunication for London. And the pressure that Reyer are applying is starting to show the cracks in this London Lions team. We saw very few of them in the first half, and as the game is progressing, we are seeing more and more of them. Ball now into the hands of the 19-year-old superstar Villa. Villa comes back out to Facina, off the glass. London's Lions lead is down to just 2 points. A single possession ball game here in Venice. London led by 19 points in that second quarter. Heart, determination and steel on show from the Italian team here. What a fight back from Reyer after an abysmal second quarter where they lost to London 20-3. They've won the third quarter 19-10. They lead the fourth quarter 11-6. That is some real character on show. Oh, that's a poor finish by Katanic. That really is. That shows a lack of experience. Traveling violation going to be called on Bacani again. And maybe a little bit of lack of experience from Lisa Bacani as well. Going to be hearing that one from Coach Mazzone. London still just hold on to their 2-point lead. Remember, nothing will be decided here this evening. This is a 2-game aggregate series. Samuelson for 3. Oh, she hits a huge corner 3. That is massive for London. But that's what Carly Samuelson does. That's what she's known for. A quick release, sharp shooting guard. That's why she is in the WNBA. That's why she's played at the highest levels in Europe. London back out now to a 5-point lead. This time it's Coach Mazzone. This time it's Umana Reyer under pressure to change the flow of the game again. What a game we've had here. Phenomenal if you're a neutral. Nail-biting. Heart attack inducing if you're either a Reyer or London fan. Well, we expected this to be an amazing semi-final series. 2 unbeaten teams, 2 of the best teams playing at the height of their powers heading into this series. Both of them wanting to make history. Neither team has won this trophy in their club's history, and it has delivered in game 1 so far. Still a little over 4 minutes to play. London with a 5-point lead. Catch and shoot, 3 ball goes up, that's short. Rebound falls kindly to London. Interesting to see that Reyer went straight for a 3 ball. They're now sitting in the 3-2 zone. Trying to protect their paint, that's what hurt them. Gustafsson off the glass. That is a well-executed offense by London to pull that zone out of place. Bacani now has it stolen away by Katanic. Bacani needs to be careful there. It looked like she tried to kick the ball while it was in the hands of Katanic. That would be unsportsmanlike. Still plenty of time for London to work with here. They don't need to rush this. Pass inside, Gustafsson. Oh my goodness. That is a pinpoint laser-like pass from Carly Samuelson, and Gustafsson gets the finish, and in the blink of an eye, London are back out to a 9-point lead. Drive to the basket. No good. Kubai with the rebound will draw the foul off Gustafsson. What a job Kubai has done in today's game. She has been in the battle. She has fought hard for her team. She has 5 points, 5 rebounds. And how many more intangibles that she's brought to this team here today. At the line for two, though. 71% free throw shooter. That's the first. Well, Kubai certainly known as more of a defensive force than she is on the offensive end, but she's brought 7 points to the party for Reyer here this evening in what is a relatively low-scoring game. Coach Mazzone makes some changes. Makurat comes in for Bakani. Winterburn now. Bentley, free throw line jumper is good. And that is an important sign for London to break that zone. Being able to score points from the high post really pushes a team to get away from zone defense. Pan now comes back out. Makurat uses the screen, goes up against Gustafsson. Where's the foul? Is it on Winterburn? I think it might be an illegal box out against Shepherd. Leaning in a bit too hard, or is it the other way? What's the call? It is on, I think, Winterburn. London in the penalty, so Shepherd will go to the line for free throws. What a player she's been this season, the Notre Dame graduate. She really has been the focal point for them. 22 points a game, 10.5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.4 steals. You name a stat category, and she is doing a great job for them, the American big. She's not had it her way this evening, though. Her lowest score pretty much of the season. 5.6 rebounds is all she's brought to the table. So credit due to the rest of Reyer that they picked up the gap, the space that she's left. Foul's going to be called there on Francesca Pan, just reaching in on Winterburn. Sideline ball for London. Reyer with plenty of fouls to give. A little over 2 minutes to play here in game one. Out of the game heads Makurat. Back in comes Bakani. Winterburn skips it across now. Pass inside, Gustafsson trying to pin it down. Foul's going to be called, it's on the floor. Only the third team foul of the quarter. A fresh 14 for London to work with. Baseline ball for the Lions. Bentley trying to establish, nothing there though. 6 seconds left to work with Samuelson. Oh, on the roll, Gustafsson, short corner two, in and out. Rebound pulled down by Reyer as they look to put some pace into the game. Stolen away, no, it's held on to Villa. Circus shot, oh, she gets it to go. That's an unbelievable shot from Villa. Unreal. Scrub all the highlight tapes and just play that one 10 times in a row. That is unreal. What a play by Matilde Villa. And she converts the three-point play. What a game she's had here this evening. 15 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. She's a big reason that Reyer fought their way back into this after trailing by 19. Winterburn drives down the paint. Oh, the defense falls asleep for a split second and Holly Winterburn capitalizes. 11 points for her now alongside 7 assists. What a job. Lovely pass inside. Shepherd should get the easy score and does. We're about to enter the final minute of game one here. London holding a 5-point lead. This one looks like it's going to be perfectly poised for game two at the Copper Box in London next Tuesday. Step back Winterburn. Comes up short. Rebound by Villa. She sparks the offense to Reyer. What a play! And one Shepherd. Reyer have absolutely exploded their way back into this game in the second half. What a game this has been. A real roller coaster of basketball. Two phenomenal teams going toe to toe. What a pass by Reyer. And Shepherd finishes it off with ease, draws the foul. Now back at the line, a chance to make it a 2-point ball game. And she does. Well, one thing's for sure right now, this game is not going to be decided here this evening in Venice. Game 2 is going to be massive next Tuesday back in London. Remember, the second semi-final series tips off tomorrow evening. That one is Besiktas against Spa Girona. And the return leg of that second semi-final is then next Thursday. So that semi-final takes place across the 2 Thursdays. Our semi-final here is Wednesday this week, Tuesday next week. Oh, what a way to close out a season. This has been breathtaking in Venice. The fans have enjoyed themselves. I know I have. Hopefully you have, watching this game. And hopefully it means that you've booked next Tuesday's game into your diary. That one tips off at 7 p.m. local time in London. At the Copper Box on the Olympic Park that was used during the London 2012 Olympics. Copper Box not used for basketball, used for handball amongst other things. But still an amazing arena for what should be a huge night in the history of one of these clubs. A nightmare evening for the other one, but a huge night in a club's history for either London or Umana Reyer next Tuesday. But we still got 39.4 seconds left on the clock here. Every possession, every point is gold dust right now for these two teams. London have chosen to advance the ball, so they've given up 10 seconds of the shot clock. Back Bentley. Winterburn. Skips it inside to Gustafsson. She'll get the score. That is a smart, patient, composed play by London. Gustafsson takes herself up to 14 points, 11 rebounds. There's the double-double for Gustafsson. Timeout called by coach Mazzone. He wants to make the most of his possession now. Oh, what a game. What a game. Beautiful pass again from Winterburn. Assist number 8 for her, alongside 11 points. There are so many big performances you could highlight from both teams, to be completely fair to you. This really has been a magnificent game where different players from different teams have stepped up at different phases. As the London Lions take on the Umana Reyer Lionesses. The Lions go toe-to-toe here. Wonderful atmosphere as always here in Venice. A traditional arena that absolutely delivers the perfect backdrop for this level of basketball, the absolute tip-top pinnacle. Really does provide the beautiful stage for what we've seen here this evening. 29.5 seconds remaining. Umana Reyer have decided to advance the ball as well. These are both positive, offensive-minded teams here. It means that London will definitely get a fair bit of possession if they can get an offensive rebound. Bacani trying to slice her way inside, almost throws it away. Reyer hold on to it. Reyer for 3. She's going to draw the foul. That is poor defense from Savannah Wilkinson. You don't foul the jump shooter. Look at the reaction from Coach Calcidu in the background. Frustration at the poor closeout. Why she left her feet. It's not like she's going to block the shot. Chase out, close out, keep your feet. Now Cuellar is at the line for 3 free throws. Could we have a 1-point ball game heading back to game 2 in London next week? Cuellar hits the first. And the second, 12 points now for the Finnish international. Oh, 3 from 3, that is absolutely ice running through the veins of the 22-year-old. Katanich now needs to get it up over the half. She's thrown it away. Oh, Reyer going to take a lead into the second leg. The 3 ball goes up. It's short. Gustafsson brings it down. 8 seconds now. Winterburn will draw the foul. Isn't it unsportsmanlike? She's asking for it. She's asking for it. So is the coach. What do the officials think? Will they go and look at the review? This is a big call. This is a very big call in a game that is this close. Coach Mazzone, I think, might think that it is an unsportsmanlike. You see the frustration. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, I'm not sure there's a play at the ball. I think the officials are going to go to the review. The crowd are going to play their part. And looking at the review right now, Coach Mazzone's pleading his case. This is the replay they're looking at. Plenty of things they'll be looking for. In danger of safety, I don't think it is. If it's a play at the ball, I think she'll get away with it. It's whether it's seen as cynical and not playing at the ball. All 3 officials looking at it, and understandably so right now. It's a big call. I think it's going to be a regular foul. What's the call? Oh no, they're going back again. The drama building here in Venice. Just a regular foul. Just a regular foul. That will give London sideline possession with just a few seconds left on the clock. 5.9. Oh, in fact, they're increasing the clock to 6.3 for when the foul occurred. Both teams in the penalty now. London surely will be keen just to get the ball inbounded. They get it to Winterburn. What's she going to do with the final play of game 1 of the semi-finals? The 3 ball is blocked. They're going to get it back. They're going to launch a Hail Mary. Oh, it comes up short. And as expected, this one has gone all the way to the wire in game 1. London Lions had a 19-point lead in the first half. Umana Reyer came back with real resolve and steel in the second half. And they have brought it back to just a 1-point ball game. At the end of game 1 here, it is Umana Reyer 68, London Lions 69.
Facciamo un grande applauso al grande cuore delle nostre ragazze, al grande cuore dell'Umana Reyer, e quindi voglio veramente un grande applauso per le nostre ragazze, le leonesse dell'Umana Reyer. E salutiamo anche le ragazze del Venezia Calcio che hanno sostenuto insieme a noi le leonesse in questa serata europea. Il grosso bocca al lupo per il proseguo della stagione. Ragazze, eccole qua, un applauso anche alle ragazze del Venezia Calcio. Un applauso a tutte le ragazze dell'Umana Reyer Venezia e del Venezia Football Club. grandissimo applauso, grazie.